Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sporting Journey. Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to your 100% unbiased match preview of the North London derby between Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur. So this is going to be 100% unbiased. I'm going to be as honest as I can, and I hope you enjoy the video. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Right. So let's be honest, guys. Arsenal. Let's start with Arsenal. Arsenal have been in magnificent form this season. And they went into international break with a 4 point gap over second place Manchester City. Um, y- y- this this Arsenal drew with go on, Stuart, with Sunderland at the Stadium of Life 2-all. Now a lot of people thought that thought that were a bad result for Arsenal. I don't think it was. I think it was a good point for Arsenal. Sunderland at home have been brilliant this season so far, so great to them. But let's get back to Arsenal. So they've they, they've let's reverse that back, right? So let's start in right. So Arsenal, right? Let's have a look at table. Arsenal sit currently top at table. Played 11, won 8, draw 1 2, only lost 1. 20 goals scored, 5 goals conceded. Goal difference plus 15, points 26. Spurs on the other hand, currently in fifth. Um, 18 points, won 5, drawn 3, and lost 3. Goals scored 19, goals against 10, goal difference of 9. So, it's on paper. If you look at the table, there's only there's a 8 point gap between Tottenham Hotspur and Arsenal. Um, so the thing with Tottenham is, let's be honest, that they've been much stronger away from home than they have been at home. Um, believe it or not, they've got the best away record in the Premier League so far this season, with 4 wins and 1 draw and no defeats. So they're unbeaten away from home. It's just a home. It's just a home form what they need to change. But this is if Tottenham Hotspur have got a slight chance of winning this game, it's because they're unbeaten. However, Tottenham have bet Arsenal at the Emirates is about 16 years since the last time they beat Arsenal in Premier League in a league match at the Emirates. So there's no doubt about it. They've got a massive um, uphill battle if they want to try and get anything from this game. So, Arsenal, right, seems right, the, Arsenal, it took them a long time to get to where they've got with the squad what Arteta's built, right? And it looks like this is probably their best chance to win in Premier League this season, if you ask me. They've got all the players. They've got backup to players who were injured. We'll talk about the injuries in a minute. Whereas Tottenham Hotspur at the moment, they're in phase one of Thomas Frank, who's only who's who's he's only played, he's in his 11 game 10 year at Tottenham Hotspur in Premier League. So it's it's a case of you know looking at it logically, Arsenal are a lot more further forward in their their goal of reaching what they need to reach, which is winning Premier League, to what Tottenham are at this moment in time. They don't have that much time in charge, has it really? So um, the problem I've got with Tottenham Hotspur in this game is I don't. I think they can be, with Van der Ven, Romero, Pedro Porro, Jed Spence at the back four. I think that's a really good defensive block. I think it's a good, I think they can all defend. I think they're going to be very hard to score against. The problem I've got for Tottenham is at the other end of pitch. I think I think they're lacking firepower. I think they're lacking the goal threat. And until Thomas Frank brings in a couple of strikers who have got quality about them. I think this is always going to be Tottenham's problem in scoring goals. So it's going to be really interesting to see, what how Thomas Frank's going to set up in this game to is he going to try and park the bus, make him resilient against Arsenal's attack because let's be honest, Arsenal's attack is you've got Declan Rice, you've got Saka, you've got Trossard. Marino is when he's been called up to be a striker, he's done a good job for Arteta. Do you know what I mean? And it's Arsenal they're, they're a machine now. They're well oiled, they're well drilled. They know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what their what their jobs entail. Each player to a T knows exactly what they're doing, and I think this is where I think Tottenham are going to come unstuck a little bit in this game. But let's. I want to look at the stats in a second. So if you don't mind, I'll bring the stats up. Right, so if you have a look at the head-to-head statistics, right, there's been 41 matches played. Arsenal have won 19 times, Tottenham have won 12 times, and there's been 10 draws. Arsenal versus Tottenham Hotspur head-to-head record shows that in the previous 41 meetings, Arsenal have won 19 times, Tottenham have won 12 times, and ended with 10 draws. Arsenal scored 71 goals, and Tottenham have scored 57 goals in all these matches. So we'll come a bit further down, right? So let's have a look here, right? So Arsenal, their home record, points per game, they're averaging 2.6. They've won four and they've won four and drawn one out of the last five. Um, so that's a win percent of 73%. Home is 80%, away 67%. Um, Tottenham Hotspur away from home. They've won four and drawn one, averaging 2.6 points per game. The win percentage away from home is 80%. So this will be the stat what a lot of people will be hoping if you're a Tottenham fan continues to be as high as what it is. So that's what I wanted to talk about, right? Now, let me come back to this, right? So the problem what both teams have got in this game is player injuries. Arsenal have got eight players listed, right? So let's go through them. So Gabriel, he picked up an injury on international break against Arsenal. He's against for Brazil. Incidentally, that were at the Emirates where he picked up the injury as well. But his potential return date is the 3rd of January 2026. He's a massive, massive miss for Arsenal, not just because of his excellent defending, but his threats on Arsenal set pieces. So you've you've got Gabriel Jesus who's out till again he's out till January. Um, um, so he's going to be missing. Kai Havertz, he's not available. He's due back on the 13th of December, so he's ruled out. Martin Odegaard, he's due back on the 3rd of December, so he's not available. Calafiore, he's currently being assessed. Um, so they'll be hoping that he's available for selection. Gabriel Martinelli, he's he's a doubt as well. He's Gabriel Martinelli. Gyökeres, he's he, he's due back on the for this game against Spurs, but it's I think it's a doubt as well. And then you've got Madwaki, who's also you know got a knee injury, due back against Spurs, but I'm assuming that they'll do a late fitness test with him. So they've got that's your Arsenal injuries, but Tottenham Hotspur have got loads of injuries. James Madison's out until next June. So you've got Kulusevski, who's out until the 29th of the 11th, so he won't be available. Papa Matisari's been currently assessed with a knock, so they're going to have to see if he's going to be all right. I think he will be. There's a 75% chance that he'll play. Um, Dominic Solanke, it, he's. I think they're going to take the time with him. He's due back. He could be back in time for the Arsenal game, but I don't know if he's going to be playing. I don't think he will. Um, Ben Davis, remember Ben Davis? He's been sidelined for weeks with a thigh injury. Um, Dregerson, he's back into training. So he's due back. He's potentially due back on the for this game, but I don't think he'll start. I don't think he doesn't start anyway, does he, Dregerson? He'll be on. If anything, he'll be on bench. Basuma, is he's got a ligament injury. I don't think he's going to be available. It'll keep him out for weeks, so he's not going to be back. Archie Gray, um, he had a minor calf injury. He's due back on the again. He's due back available for the game against Arsenal, but again, I don't think he'll be played. You've got Lucas Bergwijn, um, who's who got a concussion. So hopefully, he should be available for selection. Mohamed Kudus, um, it, it's gonna be interesting to see if he's gonna be available. He's currently been assessed. Milani, will he apparently he's ruled out totally because he's got a fracture and he's fractured his jaw or something. But they do say that if you can wear a mask and stuff like that now, can't you? And if, depending on where the fracture is, if we'll see if he's going to be available or not. But so there's a lot of players injured now. As a non-league, as a non as a neutral fan, what you want to see in these North London derbies, these big games, is both teams to have the full squads. Because then there's no excuses. Whether you win, lose, or draw. But there is a hell of a lot of injuries for both sides. Both sides missing key players, and it's going to be interesting to see what the lineups are going to be. So, what I want to do now is right. Now I've been looking into this, right, and apparently, right, this is right. So the key players to watch. Let's talk about that before we go into team selection. Saka for Arsenal. He's back in form now. He's back from injury. He's scored 3 times in his last 4 Arsenal appearances. He's also scored for England against Serbia last week. Declan Rice is starting to add more attacking returns to his game this Premier League season. He's scored 2 goals and got 2 assists in his opening 11 games. Eze, the attacking midfielder, could be potentially he could be a potential match winner in a tight game like what this is going to be, because I do think Thomas Frank's going to set him up to be Tottenham. It's be hard to beat. He scored 2 goals for Arsenal this this season. The players to watch if you're a Tottenham fan are Xavi Simons. Um, you know, he's got no goals. He's got 1 assist this season in Premier League, but he's got no goals. I think he's been brought in to be the key, the key assist man to unlock defences. So hopefully you'll have a good game for Tottenham. Christian Romero, he's Christian Romero. He's a player who likes to get forward. He's brilliant at defending, but he does like to carry the ball forward. He's a ball carrier, and he will cause a threat to Arsenal when he can. And Wilson Odobert, the winger, will make a key difference when he came off the bench against United, bagging an assist. Um, you know, and with Milani's injury, it could land. It could lead him to be given a start on Sunday. So that's the key players to watch now. These are the predicted lineups. Arsenal are playing with a 4-2-3-1. This is what they've predicted: Raya in goal, Timber, Saliba, Mascherano, and Nkape at the back. Rice and Supermendi, Saka, Esse, Trossard, and Moreno leading the line. Tottenham are going to be playing with a 4-2-3-1 as well, apparently. This is what the predicted lineups are saying. Vicario in goal, Pedro Porro, Romero, Van der Ven, Spence, Polina, Saad, Johnson, Simmons, Odobert, and Richarlison. Now, to summarise up the game, guys, I'm going to summarise it up because my granddaughter's playing up something shocking. To summarise the game, um, on paper, it looks like it's going to be a straightforward Arsenal win with Tottenham's injury record, and with Tottenham's injuries and the record at the Emirates isn't brilliant. So on paper, it's going to be an Arsenal win. But on the other hand, Tottenham are unbeaten away from home this season, so Tottenham are going to make it extremely difficult. I don't think Arsenal are going to walk away with this 3 or 4 nil or out like that. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to. I think it could end. It could end 2-1 to Arsenal. Let us know what you think in comments. What you think the score prediction is going to be. Sorry about the noise in the background, but my granddaughter's my granddaughter, and she'll always be my granddaughter. And she's I love having her around us and stuff. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching this edition of Spotlight Journey, guys. You've been brilliant. Take care. Look after yourself. See you all soon. Take care. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Bye bye.